This video provides an introduction to the digital multimeter. The digital multimeter, or DMM for short, is a very common laboratory piece of equipment that's used by electrical engineers and other engineers. In my lab, I measure optical devices, and so I use the digital multimeter to convert my electrical readings from my photodetectors and figure out how much light is present. The standard digital multimeter, this one is the Innova 3320, can measure voltage, resistance, current, check continuity of your circuits, can measure the diodes, and can also test batteries. We're going to start off by talking about the different components in the digital multimeter. So first, you'll need to have probes. So the probes are what allows you to test different parts of the circuit. There are caps on the end of the probes that you need to remove, both on the two sides, to expose the metal connections. The inputs to the digital multimeter, there are three inputs. Primarily, we're going to be using the common input, which is the connection for the black cable, the red input, which is going to be the connection for the red cable, and occasionally we're going to be measuring current. We'll have to move the red cable from the right side to the left side. Let us start off by measuring some batteries. So you have your 9-volt battery, and you took out one of your 4 AA batteries from the pack that it came in. Let's first measure voltage of this 9-volt battery. So we're going to turn to the red DC volt setting, and this is going to tell you how much energy the battery can supply. So we're going to remove the plastic protective cap on the 9-volt battery. There's a positive end and a negative end for the battery, and we're going to connect the red cable to the positive end and the black cable to the negative end. And we see that our 9-volt battery records 9.71 volts. So it's somewhat higher than the value of a 9-volt battery, but this is typical with fresh batteries. I also have an older battery, which was used last year, which if we measure, turns out to be 7.56. So go ahead and measure your battery and write down the value of the voltage that you measured. So my measurement was 9.71 volts. Okay, the next thing that we want to check is we want to check whether this battery is good. So we're going to turn it to the battery check setting. So this is on the left-hand side, and we're checking a 9-volt battery. So this will have 3 LEDs, and they'll light up different depending on if the battery is good or not. So if the battery is good, the leftmost green check mark will light up, the middle one will light up if it's not so good but might work, and then the red one will light up if it's very bad. So let me measure the good battery first, and you can see that it's green. The value that it reads is slightly less, 9.43, because in this configuration there is current flowing through the circuit of the digital multimeter to light up this LED. For the battery that we identified as not being good, we can see that the yellow check mark is lit up, or the yellow question mark is lit up, and we get a voltage of about 7.08. So this might work in your circuit, but let's say that it's not good and we're going to set it aside. Okay, the next thing that we'd like to measure is we'd like to measure one of the AA batteries. So we can do the battery check. So the positive side is the button side, and the negative side is the flat side. And we're going to probe the battery on 2 sides. You gotta hold it steady. It's kind of hard to hold. Okay, so let me hold this steady. Oops. Okay, so this reads a nice 1.585 on the battery test mode. Now to get a more accurate reading of the voltage that this battery can supply, let's connect it to the red DC volt setting, and let's measure this AA battery. Okay, 1.593. So we're going to record that value as well. Okay, so this completes the first tutorial on how to use the digital multimeter.